I'm not sure there's lunch or breakfast. For sure I didn't have my breakfast, but let's start off with something delicious. Ripened mangoes. What I did was that I cut into a little track here, okay? So literally so easy to pick it and enjoy. Yeah. It's so ripened. This is one of the large banana. Mangoes, my bad. How did I go from mango to banana? I like to understand that. I'm sorry about that. So I have Brody with me today. I got her to take nap now. I think she heard my voice. Excuse me. Brody is such a sweet baby. I think she's teething, so she's not resting very well. She just had a birthday. I think she just turned 7 months. I had her, this is my 2nd month, so I had her when she was 6 months old. This is season for different mangoes. This is one of the large mangoes. I got this from California. My sister, apparently she got it for a good deal from one of the American supermarket. Normally, American supermarket with this type of fruit, it'll be expensive, but For some reason, I think they overstocked. So she said it was 99 cents each. So that's about $2 lesser than what I found here in Las Vegas. I went to the Filipino grocery store. I'm not kidding. The mango is like this big. This big. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a name for that. Because I know that Cambodian has a few of these mangoes. There's a big round one, and there was small. There was kind of, they call it elephant head. Is the big one, big round one. And then it was kind of sickle shape. Those I'm familiar with, but this here in Thailand, Cambodia, they call it elephant head mangoes because they're so huge and they look like elephant head. So, to be honest with you, just one mango, one half the mango is good. I made mango sticky rice. This is snack for me. It's not super sweet. It's just like very good for, I would say that it's also good for people with blood sugars because it's not that sweet. So if you're with the blood sugar, make sure that when you eat your mangoes, you want to eat it while it's still hard or green, because once it gets so ripened, it accumulates so much sugars to it. It has a lot of sugar content, despite of all the nutritional values, and it has all the vitamin D, E, and beta carotene, what have you. But for people who have blood sugars or diabetes, I wouldn't recommend to eat super ripened mangoes because it's gonna spike the blood sugar. It does not matter because a lot of sugars in fruits, okay, and there are several kind of fruits that has high what's it called, fructose, which is a natural sugar from the fruits. Mangoes happen to be one of them, and the bananas. And if you eat your bananas, don't eat it like way when it gets so soft. When it turns brown, that's when the sugar content is pretty high. So you want to eat your banana while it's still yellow, or even early yellow, not late yellow. Okay, I know that for those who do have chronic illnesses, it's hard to even start eating anything that without you worried about spiking your cholesterol, spiking your blood pressures, or spiking your blood sugars. So when I was health educator, former educator working with Dignity Health many years ago, was certified through Stanford University, one of the satellite program. We teach chronic illnesses and diabetes. So I got to carry with me some of those knowledge. So when I do my cooking, I emphasize upon the things that may affect our health problems. I try to bring the best recipe, the recipe that may be good for people with chronic illnesses. I know that in Cambodian, we have specific type of food for people with after postpartum or during the postpartum, after surgeries or at hospitalizations. And so they have food for every circumstances, because they believe that certain food better than harm, or certain food are harm than good. So by listening to some of these old people, actually, it's like manifestation. It's like really really good information. So I already had one guava, a bowl of a watermelon, and I think I'm done with mango because it's so big. So I will save it for later. Okay. Because this one right here is not as big as the one that I gave to my daughter. The one I gave to my daughter was like huge. It was like it would take a whole village to eat it. So they go my breakfast and lunch. Sometimes when you eat the right kind of food, it fills you up the rest of the days. Some people say that, well, they have to have carbs, they have to have some kind of protein. It's all good, whatever you feel that it's most fit with your lifestyle, you go right ahead. But just consider that eating the right amount of food will also help you. You don't have to eat a lot of carbs, you have to eat a lot of protein. I was vegetarian for a long time due to some health issues, but then it was more of an issue because my red blood count my hemoglobin was started to decline. So the doctor was concerned, though I was on high doses of iron pills, and after a while, we just like take like high doses, like 100,000 milligram, and it just to keep the red blood going. So the doctor put me back on meat eating diet. So I'm adding some of that, but preferably I enjoy vegetable over meat. It just it just the routine. Once you get the routine, you adapt to it. Once that adaptation, it's hard to break it. Okay, it's just like the habit. Some good habit we okay. So the bad habit is the one that we have issue combating, have issue overcoming it, because it's so easy to get into it, but it's so hard to get out. It's like addiction to nicotine, addiction to chemical, alcohol, and stuff like that. Those are like, it's modifiable behavior. Is all about, just like I was talking about it the other day, that we do action plan. The action plan would help us to build up the durations, confidence. Again, this is some of the things that we teach in our health class that I always be sharing. Though I'm not teaching anymore, but I always be sharing about how wonderful it is to have the action plan, because the action plan help us accomplish certain things that we feel that we don't have the willpower to accomplish. So just do little by little. Okay, if you want to be physically active and you haven't done walking, you haven't done running, you haven't done moving around for ages, so to start low. Take a short walk, maybe half a block, or even maybe do 100 steps, and you increase that. Increase by volume, increase by intensity. Everything we do, we have to build up step. We have to build up durations and strength. We cannot be run a thon if we have not even walked the block. You'll be out of breath. So Let's take it slow, make a goal that you want to achieve, make it short goal, make it easy goal. I was saying the other day that to lose weight, lose 10 pounds. When do you want to lose 10 pounds? How long will it take you? Would you want it quick or you want it slow? You determine it, okay? But determinations and um, uh, and consistency would would help us achieve the goal. When I have the family unification during this last month during my late brother funerals, and I haven't seen my twins grandchildren for not quite a year yet, and in December will be a year. So what my twin grandchildren did was that they determined to lose weight, and to my surprise, they they lose incredible amount of weight, and being teenagers that always bombarding with their confidence, self-confidence, and their determination, and being consistent with what they want to do. So they went through some life-changing, some behavior modification. They did that out of on their own, with their mom's support, with their auntie, with their uncle's support. So they started attending gym. They started modifying their the diet. And now they read the label, how much of to intake. For example, they read the labels, the content of the sugar intake, the sodium intake. What else that they were looking at? They were looking at the amount of serving, when to serve, how to serve, and they cook for themselves. I mean, for being teenagers, determined to lose the incredible amount of changing 3, 4 dress sizes. That's a lot of compliment, a lot of extolling, a lot of achievement. They look gorgeous. They happy about that. Though they don't like us to mention or talk about their weights, but I have to give it to them. I'm so proud of my grandkids. They they, they got up and said, I want to change. I don't want people to label us anymore. We want to change. We want to change our diet. We want to change our behavior. We want to change the way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we live our life. So to me, for a teenager to be able to achieve that kind of achievement, I personally, I couldn't be more proud of them. So with determination, they also now as a role model for all the family members. For the family member to start thinking about, hey, if the teenager can do it, so can I. Start living healthy, because as a chef, I cook things that would accommodate with the family needs. Okay, the amount of protein, amount of vegetable, amount of sodium, amount of what you call it, sugars and grains. Because Cambodian, we love grains, especially the white rice. We consume 3, 4, 5 times per day. And contrary, back home, we in the day when I was growing up, we don't we don't have car. We have oxen cart, we have horses, we have cow, we have buffalo, we have bicycle. But a certain area where bicycle is not serviceable, where you go to that dirt roads where only buffalo can carry you there. So back home, where consuming 3 meals of rice or 4 meals of rice, it's good, because we burn it off. We walk, we work in the field, so we don't keep all those glucose in our body, or fructose, or the sugars that we intake derived from the white rice. the Cambodian didn't change the diet of eating white rice until the rice mill was invented. Before that, we used the mortar and the pestle to grind the rice. So with that ancient process, it did not remove the bran of the grain. So the important nutrient of the grain are the bran. The bran is the thin coat. The thin coat after you peel the rinds of rice. So there's a thin coat that's kind of brown, a greenish coat of rice is called bran. Okay, so there's a husk or the rinds. Once you remove it, will be bran. If you remove the bran, then you find that white rice. So that's what we're consuming these days, is that white rice without much of nutrient. Because white rice, known to have the beauty, uh, the beauty, sorry, is that because it's white, so it looks so desirable. When I growing up with my grandparents, we have to process our own grain. After the rice was harvested, we would use regular rice processor, where where the um, where the mill doesn't do. Okay, so we use the mortar and the pestle and grind the grain, but the pestle does not do the work of cleaning out complete bran. So there'll be a lot of bran left on the grain, which is delicious. And that's how rice was consumed in the day. But since the Chinese company moved in and Japanese company moved in with their modern technology, that changed the whole dynamic of how rice grain was processed. So we transitioned from eating whole grain rice with bran to like meticulous, super clean white grain. So since then, it's become like part of the culture where white rice is like a more upper class kind of food. And was it people in the village still be eating brown rice with bran? And after a while, people kind of learn about, well, the refined grain is great. We don't have to do manual branding anymore. We can take it down to the machine mills and have it mill and strip everything off, and that was super nice. So that's how the birth of refined grain occur in Cambodia too. Growing up, our grandparents didn't start with white rice. It's always with the whole grain rice, and it tastes incredibly delicious, and it's nutritional. But now that with the white rice people consume, little they know that instead of doing good, it's doing more harm, especially now that people don't do enough activity to burn off the sugars. Because what white rice or white grains or does is that it's once you consume it too much and you don't have any kind of physical activity to burn off the sugars, then it just, so the white rice will turn into sugars, and the sugar will deposit a certain part of your viscera or your body, and then it's not being burned in calories, and over time it started to affect our body. Okay. Last night I was on here. get back to what let's show what I'm doing. Well, last night I started with a baby quilt here. This is the one of a darling, beautiful girl quilt, and it's called Motif Heart. It's start in a circle. I mean, start in the middle here in a square. It's called Granny Square. So it'll be a big square. Okay, it's gonna expand it on both. I mean, on four corner. As you can see that this tricolor yarn here, it's so pretty because it's so complementary. It started with dark pink or hot pink into a silhouette of the pink color, and it's in between. So you see that? So there's hot pink, and then in between pink, and then it's less faded pink. So it's translucent because it's already had this beautiful patterns of the blending of the beautiful colors. The reason I'm doing this pink because I have so many yarns that the pink yarn that I have to be rid of, and so I thought of doing this beautiful baby Afghans. Actually, my family expecting another grandbaby, not of my own, of my sister. She becomes second time grandmother. My second sister, my second younger sister. So she's all excited about that. Her firstborn son Roman had their first baby, Mary, and she's a beautiful baby, and she's about almost 3 now, and she's expecting a little baby girl. So I haven't had chance to even make quilt for baby Maddie yet, and I feel guilty about that because I need to get one done for her, and I don't think her parents doesn't like pink color. I think they're into like a neutral colors. So so I really enjoy this kind of yarns. Okay, I'm not branding the yarn. Sorry about that, TikTok. Okay, I'm not endorsing the brand. I'm just showing my people that how pretty these colors are. They get so sensitive, you know. They did that to me too yesterday. I can't show or say anything about the brand. I understand. I apologize for that. But I just want to show you a certain yarn that was already capacitated and built in such a pretty way that you don't have to cut the yarns and connect. That's, you can do that also, but then you see the connection mark. But with this type of yarns, it's really amazing way to blend them. So I'm not sure who will benefit from this pink Afghans. We'll see. Okay, whether newborn to be or I don't know. I might make a neutral color for Maddie. I think her parents love kind of earth tone, kind of brownish, earth tone, sand tones colors. Like I was saying last night that the new parents they don't classify with pink or blue, determine the sexuality of the child anymore. You know, they go with the neutral colors, which is cool. And my daughter did that to her daughter too. You know, I don't think she had any. Well, I think she had a few pink outfit. Other than that, most of her baby products are in neutral colors. Kind of pretty. I love it too because it had that soft feelings. You know, it just it just make you feel nice. Some of the neutral colors make you feel nice. So today I was supposed to be cooking, but then in my rush, I forgot to bring one recipe, so I can't do my cooking. I forgot the cheese. I was gonna make pupusa today. I got I got I got the fillings, I got the meat ready, but then I forgot the cheese, and I can't leave the house with the baby, so I might not even be able to cook today, or maybe later on in the evening when she get picked up, and I can get some cheese. I made pupusa before, especially the corn flour pupusa, which I can't eat. So then I went to search for flour pupusa, which is nice because it's a little bit different than corn pupusa, corn flours. The corn flours operate a little bit different than rice flours, but I think rice flours is harder to cook than corn, but it's possible. You know, I mean, it's manageable. I did it before. It tastes really nice. It's more gummier than it's more elastic than the corn flours. And because I'm allergic to corn, actually, you know, I mean, to handle the corn was, if I breathe in, I'd be sneezing and I'd be itching. So sometimes I do cook corn, just like if it's avoidable, I would avoid. You know. But corn, it does not hurt me severely. Same thing for eggs. The orange will hurt me severely, because if I do a cup of orange, I feel that my windpipe is shutting down. I'll be burping all day. My body trying to like correspondence with this foreign object that I'm allergic to. If you find yourself burping or feel constricted here, okay, after you eat something, believe me, those are the food allergy symptoms. Because before I was diagnosed with all these food symptoms, all these food allergies, I used to eat corn all the time. I love corn. I would love popcorn when I'm at the movie. I love corn on the cob and barbecue corns and a whole bunch of other things with corn. I enjoyed it. Same thing for peanut. I love peanut. I used to have roasted crusted peanut on my Asian cooking, on my sauce and stuff like that. You know, and I remember that it don't feel good, but I never thought about it because I ate them all my life. You know, I mean, and why am I allergic to it? I don't understand. So then one day I was at the doctor's office for my annuals, and I was just telling the doctor that how I felt. Oh, it was the stuffiness of the nose. You know, I mean, it's always stuffy. I'll be sneezing a whole lot, and then so then the doctor recommended I should see the allergist, and I was referred to it, and come to my surprise, they run all kind of tests on my back. They inject all the possibility of item that a person will be allergic to, like the dog, the cat, the animals, and they don't do Asian fruits, but they do American fruits. For example, the usual would be the dairy product, which lactose intolerance. And so what I'm allergic to, it had like such a big bump. It was like so uncomfortable, you know. It's rising everywhere in my back, and they have to give me the allergy injection to suppress it. So then how the asthma and the allergies determine the severity of your allergies by the bump, the size of the bump. You know, the bigger the size, the more allergic reaction a person have to certain food or certain elements. So for someone coming from Cambodia, born in the rice field, live in muds and in the grove, and they were telling me that I have so many allergy, like seasonal allergy, the dust, the mold, the pollens, the grass, whatever, the dust, the mold, the pollen, the grass, the tree, the oak, the ash, mulberry. The list went on and on and on. I'm allergic to dog and cat. That's like level 1 and level 2, so it's tolerable. It isn't. It's time where I break into hive and stuff like that if they lick me, or dog. They like dog and cat. They like to associate with you, so they be jumping and besides smelling you, they be licking us also. So I have to clean myself up right after, before I get allergy. So it's tolerable. I live with dog and cat. I have in my bedroom, so I'm immune to it. So I'm okay. I'm not as sick. But in food, it starts with eggs, peanuts, orange, corns. What else? At least 5 or 6 items. I have to remember, because if I eat it, then I will suffer. I think 2 years ago, I got invited to a friend's house, and she was cooking she's a vegetarian, so she cooking vegetarian dish, and the food looked so good, tastes so good. I didn't know that she put peanut into the cooking, so I ate, and she put some corns. She put some corn flour. So she had at least a few of my food allergens. So the next morning, I started to feel congested. When my nose is congested, I know that's food allergy also. I started to feel my headache coming, and I took some pills, and I went to sleep. So the next morning, my lip was swollen shut. It was like, it was so embarrassing. I stayed out of the camera for days. And I think after the 3rd day with the treatment, it came down, but then because the lip expanded so big, and then it cracked. So then I have to treat the flesh crack. Take a couple weeks for it to heal, because it got infected. So that's why when people I get invited to people's house, and if I don't eat the food, when they feel some kind of way, I said, don't feel some kind of way, because I need to know what's in your cooking. Because in my cooking, I know the time that I cook food that that I'm allergic to, like corns and peanuts and stuff like that. I don't eat it, but it didn't stop me from cooking it, like I said many times. So, but then if you suspicious that you may have food allergy, get it tested, because it's a life-saving. Before that, I used to carry EpiPen with me, since they found out that I'm allergic to so many kind of food, and so they're more concerned about the food allergy than the seasonal allergy. Seasonal allergy is like external. You sneeze, you had runny nose, you eye wateries and rashy skin and all that. It had similar of the reaction also. But food allergy is something that far more lethal, because for little kid, I heard so many bad incidents where little kid allergic to certain type of food, and because they're so fragile and so little, they can't tell you until you discover. Then it get a little late, you know. So I would just like the little baby here. Her mom started feeding her different kind of fruit and vegetables, and there's one or two kind of fruit that cause her to not cause her skin irritations or red blotches. So her mom is careful about what to feed her. And for new mom, I would recommend is that if you do feed the baby food, okay, start with something simple. Start with banana. Start with apples, apple sauce and banana sauce and first, and do it for a week. If within that 1 week the child had no food allergy or allergic reaction to it, and then she isn't allergic to it. Because the things about feeding the children multiple fruits and vegetables at the same time, you cannot determine which food or which fruit she's allergic to. So therefore, just do a more practical way with feeding the baby the same food at least 3 to 4 days, or even 7 days, to determine to see whether the baby has any kind of food allergy. And then she can tell, you know, the baby will sneeze, the baby will have running nose, the same allergic reaction that adult has. The baby will have the same allergic reaction, the rash, the uncomfortableness, you know, the shortness of breath, and all that. So it's nice to have the visible signs of food allergy, but when some of the invisible signs, the internal swollens, where it shut down the windpipe or esophagus, and then it can be alarming. It can be dangerous because the baby cannot tell us of their condition beside watch them cry or go into convulsion. So that's why a lot of American parents don't want to feed the kid food, avoid feeding them at all. But then it's not a good thing, because if we avoid, and then the child growing up have higher potential of getting fruit and food allergy. Even myself, growing up in Cambodia, exposure to all sort of tropical fruit. So I experienced that this last month when a friend of ours brought this huge jackfruit. He saw me. I did the content about that, and I don't think I'm allergic to the flesh of the jackfruit. I think the sap, that milky sap, I think that's what caused the irritation, because I tried to eat it with my fingers and had a little sap on it. I think it touched the lips, so that kind of, you can feel that, you know, that little itchy coming on. So I tried it another time and without the sap, and I'm okay with that. So my daughter, a lot of my kids do allergic to a tropical fruit because they're not growing up eating a tropical fruit like I do, you know. And a lot of American people never exposed themselves to that kind of fruit too, you know. I mean, Americans are not really receptive to the Asian fruits anyway. Not that they are discriminatory or anything like that, because they're not familiar with it, and food allergy is serious to them. And I understand completely if they don't want to taste or sample it. You know, I'm okay with that, because food allergy is nasty. I learned that firsthand. So I don't care EpiPens anymore. I remember all my food allergens, so I avoid them. And I avoid eating people cooking unless I know what's in it. And I always ask ahead of time, say, hey, what do you put in your cooking? It's okay to ask politely. You know, some people say, yeah, it's, you know, so hard to please. Same thing when I go to the restaurant, you know, when we order certain dish, and specifically the Asian restaurant, that they don't not properly well trained about or being sensitivity to people food allergy. So I experienced that a few times at the Vietnamese restaurant, you know, where I deliberately indicate what my food allergy are, and then exactly some of the dish I ordered was like uh, noodles with meat and peanut sauce, and I said no peanut please, I'm allergic to peanut. I saw, you know, a written note, but then I don't think the chef read the note. So a few times, 2 times at the same restaurant, that would brought me the same thing with peanuts. I mean, they apologized, but then to me, I'm like, you know, be more receptive, be more sensitive to people needs, you know. I mean, I'm upset by it also, you know, because if I had not informed them of my food allergy, and then if they an accident, okay, I understand that. But then if after informing them said, hey, you know, do not include these omitted, just like you go to a burger stand and say, hey, no cheese, no mustard, no tomato, you know. I mean, a lot of time and that's what you get. It's annoying, and that's why always making sure that check your order before you take a bite, because um, sometimes the first bite would, like, if you highly allergic to it, it'll hurt you completely. You don't have to finish the whole food. So now I learned about my own demise. I learned about my own affliction. So it helped me to understand and avoid a lot of discomfortness. You know, I don't have a stuffy nose, though. If I step into the rooms that are uh, high, we call it mold or pollens or dust, I sneeze. You know, I can tell if I walk to a restaurant and start sneezing, meaning that either someone perfumes, either the dust that's circulated in the air. You know, you can tell because your body had that defense mechanism, and it will tell you that this place contains some of the stuff that we're allergic to. You know, especially in old building, especially in a food catering or in the restaurant where the fans or the air conditioning duct don't get cleaned regularly, you know. So if I step into an establishment and I start sneezing, I know that that place is full had too much dust, airborne, or even mold. You know, I mean, it's too sensitive. I understand that, but then no. But then, oh, I see. Let me go back to my blanket. I think it's coming along. So, like I was saying yesterday, that crocheting is a lot easier than cooking. There's no mess to clean. cooking Cooking had too many steps. You know, first you have to go get grocery and prepare and cook and clean. You know, too many requirements. But someone have to do it, right? But that's what I do. You know, I mean, I cook and clean for myself. So, like I was saying today, I was supposed to making pupusa, but I forgot the cheese, and I can't leave the house because the baby is napping. So I guess I'll do that later this evening or tomorrow, perhaps. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong. Sometimes when I get distracted, I miss the patterns, and one time, not one time, a few times where I'm so adamant when. Okay, so when they are little like these, you know, I mean, you're okay with that when you have to undo it, but when you get that big and then you have to undo it, and like, no, all that work, you know, I mean. So that's why I like to check it at the end of every round, so that way um, I will not miss anything. If I make mistake, then I can just undo it quickly instead of trying to like undo the whole rows. If it's a big blanket, that's like our work. So this pattern here is beautiful. I done many quilts and baby and adult blanket on it. I love the heart shapes. There's different kind of heart shaped blanket that I made in the past. I think when I'm done with this one, I'll show you a few other heart shapes. The one that I favor the most would be the pineapple, patterns. That's a little bit, it's a little bit complicated for beginner, but then you'll catch on quick. I know you will. And I hear her. She's close to here. She's so when I had her a month ago, she was just turned 6 months, and she has not sitting up, or she started to turn over and just turn over. Now she started, so she able to sit on her own for a few minutes, and she's balancing it, she's stretching, she's using her muscle. So she is growing at the normal scale of a newborn, and not newborn, a baby. So so now that she's able to sit up by herself, she crawl, but she moved backward. It's so cute. She moved backward because and that's how she initiated. She she went backward, which is cool. Yeah. And I think a couple of days ago I saw her started to lift herself up on her knees, and like in a push-up position. I think she wanted to, instead of crawling her on her tummy, she trying to crawl on her hands. So I think that's normal for a baby that age. Yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, I remember. So I remember that she wanted to crawl forward. Her mom started her with baby food now. She loves baby food. She doesn't like cereal. She likes the bottle baby food, which is very fine potpourri. So it's age appropriate because she hasn't had teeth yet. So to have the potpourri, it helped her with easy to swallow. Hi Bug, thank you. Mangoes is delicious. Were you on here when I was eating mangoes? I still have half of it. But it's such a big mangoes. When I went to the Filipino grocery store here in Las Vegas, they had such a huge mangoes. I wonder if GMO or which is the species. I have seen some of the big mangoes before, but that was like twice as big as the size that I'm normally seeing. So I don't know what driven, but it was just so huge. It's just like it was like enormous. I mean, it's almost like the size of coconut. That's. But then some people said that small mango tastes better. But then I sampled this. It it relatively tastes about the same. There's no difference to it. It's a lot meatier. I mean, one mangoes can feed 2 serving. If you're a big fan of mangoes, you can eat the whole thing. You can make, you can puree it. You can make juice, and you can make shake out of it. It's this type of fruit. It had no boundary. It just one of those fruit that it just it serves so many purposes. I mean, you can eat as snack. You can, in fact, in Cambodian and Thai culture, they they make sticky rice, mangoes, or mango sticky rice. I think I did that before on my YouTube channel. I don't remember what video that was, but I think I had it on the live streaming also. So the dessert maker gotten more creative with their mangoes. I mean, serving with sticky rice and coconut cream was amazing. It tastes so good. Maybe I'll do another one. I think it'll be nice. I have my window open today, and at this house, we are sitting under the plane traffic. This is where the Las Vegas aviation traffic flying about this house here. At my other house, sitting on the southeast of the airport, so we don't get to hear plane this loud. But at this house here, it's so loud. I practically can hear the plane was rushing. Maybe it's late for landing or something. But I remember I was able to take this kind of project onto the planes. So TSA does not particular about the crochet needle. I think they wouldn't allow us to do the knitting needle. The knitting needle is a lot longer, and it's like spears and sharp. So this right here, I'm able to get through TSA with the yarns all the time. There's no restrictions. So with this type of project, it helped me calm down during my flight. I focusing on doing my project instead of focusing on the negative thought. Sorry, where am I? Oh my goodness. So that's what I did. I bring yarns and needles on the planes. When I fly East Coast, that's like 4 or 5 hours, at least 5 hours of straight flights. Sometimes when there's delay and I'll be at the airport for 4 to 6 hours sometimes. And when I have this type of project, I would like sit down and crochet until I get tired. And it helps with distraction. It's good distraction, you know. I mean, there's bad distraction and good distraction. I remember I was flying one of the major, I can't mention the name on here because TikTok does get particularly butthurt when we mention names of products or establishment. So it was delay. First is like 30-minute delay to an hour delay to 2 hour delay, 4 hour delay, and then 6 hour delay, and that's where some family members, some passenger got really mad because there was one flight taking off and they were late coming to the gate because they determined to get on the flight, and they were so adamant and they were like belligerent. They was like gone nuts, you know, with demanding. They wanted door of the boarding door to open for them, and the security, all the lady at the front desk saying that, well, they came late because no, the person was supposed to be on that connected flight because they've been on delay too long. They were on standby on that flight, but then they were somewhere else, and after they make announcement and such, and the person show up after the door closed, and they make such a demanding, you know, it was nasty, and then the TSA police came and I mean tried to contain the gentleman with his family. They were so adamant, it was so violent, and yeah. So to me, when I get laid over, you know, when I do this thing, I only think of the positive outcome of it. You know, maybe I'm not supposed to be on that flight. You know, it's okay to be late, and then sorry, because when I have this crocheting going for me, I focus on my project instead of the surrounding environment. You know. Of course, I get adamant because when they delay that long hours, they're supposed to refund us in full, you know. But then to do that, you have to like file a claim with proof and stuff that that how the plane was delayed. When I was in Stockton, I flew straight from here. I can't mention the the flight name, but it's so funny because one time it was like at least 4 or 6 hour delay, and they be telling us that, oh yeah, you know, we sorry we have to delay because there was need for this plane, so they flew out to another airport to rescue. They said it was to rescue another airport. I'm like, what about us? It's only an hour flight, you know, just take us first, drop us off, and go do what you want to do somewhere else. Like, I was a little on the edge because like 4 to 6 hour of delay, that's like a lot of time wasting doing nothing. At the time, I didn't have my crochet with me because I only have personal bag, and when I have personal bag, I only take with me or 1 or 2 denims and just want to change of clothes, and then I'll do laundry in between. Because now the flight company want to charge you for everything. I remember when we first started, even just to go from here to Los Angeles, you still have bottle of water, even a bag of peanuts or pretzel. And now it's like $6 for that, $6 for a bottle of water, and they want you to pay for. There's no complimentary, there's no accommodations anymore, and the carry-ons and the carry-on have to fit in. Well, I understand why, you know, I mean, they have to manage the weight of the plane. I understand that, but some people, you know, can be stingy. They don't want to pay for the carry-on. You know, the carry-ons is like about $45 to $75. It depends whether you pay online or you pay at the desk. If you pay at the front at the gate, then yeah, there's a lot more. If you pay in advance, and then it's a lot less. And then when you travel with personal bag, and they only want one personal bag, no purse, you have to put them together. There's no personal bag. I mean, personal bag and no purse. If you're gonna carry a purse, and that's a personal bag. Ooh. Hey. Good morning. Hi, girl. Hello. That's it. When she's up, there's no more life. We can't do nothing else but little girl. Her mom gave me permission to feature her sometime. So because she, you know how she liked to turn her head, so now her hair is getting, she get a bald spot called pillow spot. Hello. Hi, beautiful. You gotta change you, huh? You came with spot on your outfit today. Yeah. Hi. You have good nap, huh? She got long nails, and her parents and people to trim her nails, so she had scratch. Her dad told me that she scratched on her eyes last night, so I see that she had a little cut between here. Huh. Hey. So this baby Brody, she's 7 months old. She's been with me. This is her 2nd month. She's a very good baby. Very mild. she she knew who I am though. She enjoyed being with me. Sometime when her mom picked her up, she started talking and said, "I don't want to leave." Something, give an attitude. Like yesterday, she was making, I think she was protesting, and she didn't want to go. She didn't want to get into the car seat. Everything. She stretched out her arm. You know, she didn't want to bend it, and her mom said, "We gotta go. We gotta go." And, yeah. So Brody can sit on her own now. Proud of you. She trying to crawl forward. Give me 5. 5. Where? Where's 5? Come on, give 5. Give 5. Give 5 for accomplishment. For baby milestone. And pretty soon you'll be walking, huh? Can't wait until you walk. Imagine we have 3-story house here, so imagine she's trying to go up and down. No. That would be fun, huh? To have you up and down. Oh, we'll probably have to get the cage for that home. Huh. So, so full-time nannies. So what I learned is that as a mother of 6, and I have 7 grandchildren, so I know that managed time during the baby time is important because baby does demand a lot of times. Yes, I know. We talk about. Yeah. Say hi. Hi, beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. She got her blue eyes and everything. A lot of lashes growing. Huh. Yeah. So she took about 6 ounces. When she's with me, she only take about two 6 ounces and feed her 2 times of baby food, which is about, I give her about 8 that baby spoon, and that's all she be eating. And we need to change your outfit here because it seems like you had something come from home. Somebody fed you. You were fed already. She ate. She ate once already, and about 3, I gave her another feeding. She probably want another nap before her mom pick her up at about 4:30. Normally she get pick up about 4:30. Sometimes when mom get out early, she be here early, at 3. So it's no consistency of when to pick up. So when she's done with her job, and she'll come as quick. Um, how it's like to become a nanny? It's just like having your own baby, you know. It's it's time consuming to care for a child, and I have dogs and have cats, and um, dogs are more demanding than cats are more independent, you know. So to have small dog, it's um, it's work also. You know, you have to feed them on time. They have to be let out on times, and you have to train them so that way they know when to expect. Right. Same thing for baby. I train her to take nap at certain time and eat at certain time and take her bottle at certain time. So she knows she doesn't demand it, and because she's a good baby, she doesn't cry for. She doesn't cry or demand a lot of my time. So a lot of times she likes to be by herself. You know, I have a quilt on the ground on the carpet, and just have her do her thing. She like to be independent. She like to be on. She like to crawl. She like to do stretch her muscles. She like to do her baby thing. You know, she like to like crawl and be independent. She want to help herself. She want to learn to crawl. She want to learn to sit up. She like to look around. She recognize her uncle's voice. She recognize my voice, and she recognize her routine too. So on the day that she's not here, she give her parent a hard time. You know, like, are we supposed to go somewhere? Yeah. So she's good with her routine. So when you have baby, you help them establish that routine. So some of the mistake parents do is when they hold the baby too much. They want that bond, they want that attachment, you know, because baby love to be held and be hugged and be close to, especially a nursing baby. You know, nursing baby, they're so attached to their parents or their mom especially. And to break a baby away from mom, it's the same emotional attachment. Yes. Say hello. The blow kiss. Bye bye. Say bye bye. I saw her wave this morning with her uncle when he left to a meeting. She started to do her hand. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I'm start to teaching her. She recognized her name already. When I call her name, she'll turn. You know, she recognized my voice. If she woke up, she didn't see me. She hear me talking over there. She respond. And she doesn't have like a worst tantrum, you know, really. No. Yes. Yes. So so nanny position is not easy, okay? So to care for someone child that they entrust with you, with the kids. So you have to do your best to make sure that the baby is safe, the baby had established a routine, and that you convey the informations and communicating with parents. There's certain event where she reached a certain milestone. I do a little video and send to mom because mom will miss that, because she's not with her baby, so she will miss all that step. Hey, you want to be down? You want to crawl? Huh? Oh yeah, you want to crawl, huh? You want to crawl? You don't want to be held? Oh, you missed that. Oh, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna depart now because I want to give her undivided attention. Um, she had a diaper change before she sleeps, so she's doing pretty good. Sometimes she had severe rashes, maybe reaction to certain food that she eats, like certain vegetables. ABC, huh? We go sing ABC song soon? Yes. She loved music. Her favorite song is "Close to You" by Judy Carpenter. She loved the melody, the soft melody when she's restless and she fight her sleep. And I'm just do one round of "Close to You" and she'd be like tired. She doze off. That's what I did all the time for her. Sometimes I sing her Khmer song too. She liked that the loving melody, that like sweet melody. She enjoys that. It would be nice to her to grow up speaking Cambodian, or Thai, or Laos, or Vietnamese. Yeah, because I remember growing up, I was already bilingual because we're speaking Thai and Cambodian at home. So then that was like a great foundation for a child to learn another language is by start speaking to them. I remember my kids now, they are bilinguals, but my older, she speak Thai also. I was surprised because she never speak Thai to me. She'll speak to my mom only. So she speak Cambodian because they're U.S. born, so they're good with their language. What you doing? Sticking your tongue? Somebody taught you that, huh? All right, we'll depart you. Let me go take care of her. She's a little sticky, so give her a sponge bath, and because her mom didn't bring her the baby tub, so I didn't want to risk of hurting her, so I'll do her sponge bath. She likes that. She loves water. And yeah, there's a good exercise. Look at her. We're not talking about a thing. We women, we respect. we respect our weight. Okay, just say that. And she's a full hand, and it's a muscle builder. All right. Anyway, so I'll have to log back on here another time. I might be back on here in the evening to cook my pupusa. If it's not, I already have some Cambodian recipe that I like to do because I need to like take care of that recipe before my grocery go bad. So I might do that. I might postpone my pupusa until tomorrow when I have the cheese with me. I might already prepare the meat. I'm just keeping it in the fridge. So with Brody not sleeping. I could do it, I can put her down. She won't give me a hard time unless she want me to hold her for a little bit. But then she don't like to be held all the time. She like to be independent, just like she's restless right now. She want to be on the ground. Right? You want to be on the ground. You want to do all the baby do. Can't wait till she's walking. Not too soon though. I know when she start walking, she'll be independent. She'll get into everything. So I see that her neck is growing. Okay, so her neck is stretching, meaning that she is growing taller. Okay, so all these little crevices here, it's not getting thinner, but when she start crawling, start walking, and then she will get lead down, and she's gonna get taller. When she get taller, she get longer, and then all this will be gone. No worry. This is just so cute. We just keep it for now. Yeah. for the baby cuteness. Okay. Well, it's good to see all of you, right? I'll log back on here another time um, when I'm done with Brody. Okay, right? Oh, I love it. All right. Love all of you. Okay, let me give my full attention to Brody. Oh, you scratch me. You scratch me, baby girl. It's a beautiful day today, not too warm.